is Stridebreaker better than Death Stance? Is Stridebreaker better than Trend Force? That's the only problem with Stridebreaker. Because, like, you go Stridebreaker or Trend Force, it'll be really good next patch, by the way, Jacka. Because we could talk about this for a moment, actually. Hold on. Because I think the patch notes are out. And the patch hasn't hit yet. I think that it hits tomorrow or something. It hits very soon. But we can talk about it right now, actually. This is a good time to talk about it because it is some League-related news. The Shyvana changes are absolutely gigantic. Basically, Shyvana AP is the way to go. All of the fun we had with rework Shyvana, where we were going AD and like we were like building attack speed and AD and stuff, it is nuked to the ground. All of her stuff is absolutely destroyed for AD, for attack speed. You know, the attack speed growth is lowered by a lot. Base attack is slightly increased, but that doesn't matter much. You know, a lot of like huge AD nerfs and attack speed nerfs, and an absolute like boatload of AP buffs. So AP Shyvana is the way to go. Really annoying, by the way. And Udyr, they should show the Udyr. They only say from movement from Q burst to Q bruiser, but the notes are like way more than that. Okay. What's the other guy? Spider Axe. Spider Axe will cover it. Spider Axe, this guy, by the way, is not paid by Riot at all. He is just a guy. Okay, yeah. He's just a guy that cares about, like, showing all of the things that Riot doesn't give a fuck about showing. It was so funny to see, like, one of the people at Riot, I think it was like Freak and like Kobe and stuff, and they like gave Spider Axe a shout out because like they're like, yeah, we should really put out this information early, but we don't. So shout out to this guy. Okay, so this is what's going on. So right now, Udyr only scales on his Q for AD. That's it. But what they're doing is they're changing the base damage on Q, so it's actually just better all around for any build. Sorry, they're lowering. Sorry, works all around for every build. The on-hit AD ratio is reduced, but it also scales with max health. So anything you build that's bruiser, so lethality is going to be a little worse, at least here. But the bonus AD, I don't think will be worth it to lose the base damage. So straight up, like, you know, the empowered Q damage is going down for bonus AD, but everything scales with max HP, and it's a percentage increase. So if you're building Bruiser Udyr, so you're building Stridebreaker, you're building Trend Force, you're building, you know, my favorite items, all of those, you are just going to be doing so much more. But not only that, they're also lowering AP damage on Q, which probably is needed because when I build full AP Udyr, which is like my Udyr build du jour, because AP is just so strong right now, I am doing like almost 40-50% max health damage on his empowered Q. It's actually disgusting. But now he will get 50% bonus AD scaling on W shield. So one of the best things about AP Udyr is now an AD Udyr trait. So beforehand, you could only scale your shield on your total health, which is nice, but it now also scales with AD because before it was only AP. So AP builds would have a massive shield when they're building nothing. That's why AP tank was just like so good all the time. And, you know, now the shield scales with, the heal scales as well with bonus AD. So bonus AD is going to be absolutely, like, so much better now. And also, E scales with AD. E has no AP scaling at all, but it scales now with AD. So AD Udyr will move faster, have better shields, will have, you know, good damage. It's actually a huge change, and this was actually increased from 1.5% max HP to 2% max HP. But yeah, no, this is huge, dude. This is actually, like, changes that AD Udyr is needed for ages. For ages. AP Udyr... Oh, God, that's terrible. AD Udyr has always been just way less. Just useful, you know, utility-wise. You know, relied on your E speed to get into a fight, but then you didn't have like empowered Q to do anything, all kinds of stuff. But yeah, so that's a huge change. Also, you mentioned they're trying to do hybrid builds again, which is really good because hybrid items are pretty darn good. So right now, what I'm thinking, looking at this, by the way, guys, is I'm thinking I want to rush a freaking what is the item which is AP and AD? Gunblade. Gunblade is the one I'm talking about. Hextech Gunblade is back. That is AP and AD. And so basically, I think it also gives Omnivamp. So Omnivamp is going to be really good. It's going to be like, and also the other thing that will be really good is finally you have a pathway to build Heartsteel. You can do Heartsteel as like a second item, and go Riftmaker and the Warlord's Bloodmail. So you're just perma-scaling for the entire game. So if you don't lose early on Udyr, you will scale forever. It's actually going to be insane. So that plus the 10% Omnivamp exactly proves strats. Bro, that's your 4-item core, man. That's your 4-item core. But even if you don't do that and you want to build like, you know, Ye Olde Force, which is, you know, one of my still favorite items, even though it kind of sucks on Udyr, or used to. Now it's going to be so much better. Just the normal Bruiser, Stridebreaker Force. We were just talking about this. Jacka asked me, I think it was Jacka, about Stridebreaker Udyr. Now it's going to be so much better. Now you're going to want to go things like that. You're going to want to go the little spark item, the one that heals you and that every bruiser is building. Like that's going to be really good as well. So that's another way you can build. And you're going to have a bigger shield. You're going to move much faster. And I'm not sure exactly how good this E percentage increase will be, but I think it'll be pretty good. You know, they're trying to do the same thing and hybridize a lot of these characters. So AD Teemo is not good, but AD Teemo will at least have something. But the thing is that what are they adding? New Statikk Shiv is a new item change that they're doing, and I want to see if I can find an image of it, because here it is. So this item is going to be good on Udyr. It's going to be good on this new AD version of Teemo. It's going to be good on a lot of these things. It's actually just going to be freaking good. So, and also, the procs are very odd as well. Imagine this with Gunblade. What is this? What is this? Yeah, and Gluttonous Greaves, exactly. They added, like, so many things that have, like, dual sustain, dual damage. Like, they're really going for hybrid stats. I think that will be, like, a pretty big part of the meta going forward. I'm really glad Warwick is getting a buff. This is just a buff to clear speed. This is a buff to, you know, dueling, a buff to damage. This is just a general buff. But yeah, I think that's a really big thing. Like, dude, this thing, and this procs on hit. So you can do an AoE on hit that will do a whole bunch of stuff for a lot of characters. You can AoE on hit, Teemo Poison. You can AoE on hit, Udyr Q, if it procs the way I think it'll proc. So if you do like double Q, bam, bam, it will count as an energized attack if it's the energized attack. And you are doing all of this magic damage to everything as well, because it now procs on hit. Is 6% Omnivamp even good? Yeah, because you can consider 6% Omnivamp is 6% lifesteal. 6% Omnivamp is also 6% AP seal. So, you know, there's a world where on hit Teemo, which, you know, Guinsoo's Rageblade has dual proccing because it has both AP and AD. Hextech Gunblade, which has AP and AD. This new item change for Statikk Shiv, which has AP and AD. There's a world where maxing E and you are just doing, you know, on hit damage with on hit Teemo is going to be actually, I think, better than people think. On Hitmo, always wanted Terminus already. Yeah, Terminus as well. Terminus is another dual pen item. It gives you armor, magic resist. It gives you dual pen. It's like a really good sustained damage thing. And you know, Udyr is gonna love this item too. It's gonna be a little bit difficult to do like full Q max and full R max on Udyr. It always is, because you know you're losing out on the speed or the shield. You don't really want to lose out on either. But there's a world where you could do like, you know, 6 points in Q, 5 points in W, 4 points in E, and like 3 points in R. And you're still doing really good R damage. You're doing obviously like amazing Q damage. You're kind of building more on the Q side. But you're dual scaling. You're getting an absolute boatload of on hit damage. It gives you move speed now in Statikk Shiv. That's really good. And you're getting hybrid sustain with Omnivamp. And Omnivamp, you know, you're stealing AoE. But yeah, so yeah, it's actually really, really good. I think the dual pen item will, because Terminus doesn't really have a spot right now, and because they're pushing dual pen and dual damage types so much, I think now Terminus will be a lot better. It'll at least be a little bit more in demand. A little bit more in demand. So we'll see. But yeah, that's my thoughts. Just a few little thoughts on the Udyr changes. Also, the Immortal Path, the upgraded version for mid lane, is going to be disgusting. This is going to be absolutely disgusting. Like, you get up to 6% Omnivamp, and above half health, you're doing damage. But below half health, you're doing increased shielding, healing, and regeneration. Shielding, healing, and regeneration. So you're going to absolutely start seeing a lot more of characters that want to go Immortal Path. Because, like, Gluttonous Greaves are okay. Like, they're pretty good. I'm going to try them, but I don't know if they're going to be better than Tabbies. I don't know if they're going to be better than certain things. But, you know, I'm going Bruiser Udyr, so I'm already going a goofy build. Or at least, like, you know, not optimal build. But, you know, going, like, R max AP Udyr sustained damage in mid lane and getting Gluttonous Greaves, dude, 15% healing, shielding, and regeneration, that is your bread and butter for surviving as Udyr. Like, this is so crazy. And it's going to be 10% Omnivamp. So that is the entire amount of Omnivamp on Hextech Gunblade. It's 10% Omnivamp. So you got this on your boots now. And that just saves you a slot completely. So yeah, it's going to be a huge item, bro. I think the Immortal Path is, like, really strong. It's going to be broken on Mordekaiser. You know, you're going to see a lot more Bruiser mids, I think. Like, you know, Zahan was already getting some play mid. There was already some characters being played Bruiser mid. Garen is, like, you know, AD. I don't think Garen is going to really use the Omnivamp here. But, you know, the other characters definitely will be. And also, a lot of the characters that would beat Bruiser mid are going to die. So there's a couple of other changes. Let me see if I can find Spider Axe's other posts. Because what they're doing also is adding... I'm going to show this in just a second. They're adding Deathfire Touch, which is a brand new keystone. And this is made for dot mages. It is literally made for dot mages. So it is going to be more dots, and anything that can slow and do consistent damage or whatever. They're going to love the new Deathfire Touch. Where is it? And it's second. Yeah, here it is. Deathfire's Touch. So I'm going to grab that. And the other thing is they are getting rid of the counter for Bruiser mid. What is the counter for Bruiser mid, guys? Quick test. What is the counter for Bruiser mid? Let me know if you can think of it. Yes. Bruce, you got it. Phase Rush. Guess what's getting taken out? Also, this is a pretty big change. Guess what is getting taken out of League of Legends? Trying to find it. It's getting replaced by dog shit, by the way. So that's what it's getting replaced by. Phase Rush is getting replaced completely. It is getting completely nuked to the ground. And instead of Phase Rush, you now have Storm Raider Surge, which you need to do 25% max health damage in order to get a move speed buff. Absolute fucking dog shit. Before, it was just 3 different, hits. And then you can, like, because what you could do is go Rise or go Oriana or whatever, and auto Q auto, or just auto spell auto, or auto spell E, auto QE for Rise or whatever. And you could proc phase rush and basically space people out and get free damage. And they had, anything bruiser had 0 recourse, completely 0 recourse. And now, yeah, kills it for Tarik as well. Yeah, phase rush is killed for anyone who doesn't do a whole lot of damage. Now it is just something that only assassins want, and maybe some like ADCs, but I can't see a world where you would take this on ADCs. But it just sucks now. Like they just completely nuked phase rush into the ground. And frankly, thank God, because phase rush was over fucking powered and I hated it. I'm really glad it's gone. Also, the other thing is, Dusk and Dawn is getting a massive heal that scales with AP and bonus health. So it's going to do less damage. They're lowering the health, the AP, and the attack speed. These are all less numbers now. I think it was like, what, 350, 400 health, and so on and so forth. So all the base stats are lowered. But now you get a scaling heal on hit, which is really fucking good. You'll be able to proc this, and this is going to be really good for all the people who love this already. People are going crazy. Welcome back, Divine Sunderer. It's basically mini Divine Sunderer, and a cheaper Divine Sunderer as well. So it's going to be less good than Divine Sunderer, but it's still going to be really, really good because it has attack speed, it has a whole bunch of ability A's. It's more for AP. Gwen is going to love this. AP Udyr is going to love this. AP Tank Udyr, my normal build for Udyr, is going to love this. Echo is going to love the Giga Chat Echo. A lot of characters that are already building Dusk and Dawn are going to love this, and it's just going to be, building this on Yuumi. Yeah, there you go, I guess so. A lot of the characters that already build this are going to love this. It's like a more tanky option for, a lot of the AP champions that are already going to love it. So, yeah. And then this is the last one I wanted to cover. Deathfire Touch. Damaging a champion with ability burns them for 1 to 10 damage on base, plus scaling with AP and bonus AD per second. And after 3 seconds, it increases the damage while they remain on fire. So what you can do is double R proc this on Udyr, drop it in. I think this affects the entire team because it has a specific modifier, less duration for area of effect. But if you're Udyr, if you're AP Udyr, you're dropping this into a whole bunch of group of people. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. It's going to be so funny. I am absolutely trying this first on Udyr. As soon as new patch hits, I am abusing this into the ground. And they said this because they wanted to make this a dot. They wanted to make this a keystone for dot mages. Because right now, dot mages were only going Arcane Comet, or a couple of them were going Area on very niche cases. But yeah, you're basically going Comet, and that was it. Or Deathfire Grasp. Dark Harvest for things like Brand or whatever. But like even still, Comet was just better a lot of times. They want Comet to be the long range, the artillery missile. They want this to be the dot damage. And Lilia is going to love this. Oh my god, so many characters. D&D Braum or Sejuani. Yeah, Dusk and Dawn Braum and Sejuani. I don't know about Braum, but any bruiser AP that, wants to... Not bruiser AP. Any tank that has AP scaling will absolutely love the new Dusk and Dawn. Dude, so Sejuani rushing this... Lilia rushing this, and then I was going to say Shyvana, Maokai rushing this. Dude, Dusk and Dawn is going to be rushed by all those characters, man. Absolutely. If Udyr's going to build it, they're going to love it. So yeah, those are all my thoughts. Just some thoughts on what is going to be broken next patch. And especially focusing on Udyr, who is my main 3 million mastery Udyr. I don't know a lot of characters anymore, but I do know this, and this is going to be gross. There's a couple of things that are going to be gross, but I don't think it'll work on AD Udyr, but I'm still going to try it. But I think it's going to be really, really good to just build hybrid AD tanky Udyr now. It's going to be really strong. But yeah. Let me know your thoughts if you like this video in the comments below. I do play a lot of League of Legends, been playing since Season 1, so wanted to give you some thoughts on what I think is going to be broken in the new patch. Catch you guys in the next video. Omnivamp Boots is going to be kind of troll. I can tell you one thing. AD carries are going to love it, and Omnivamp Boots will also be really, really good on Bruisers. Bruisers will love it as well, because Bruisers don't often get a lot of forms of sustain, so they're absolutely going to love it. I think they're going to love it. Lilia is one of the most annoying champs I've ever designed. I love Lilia. Yeah, that settles it. Lilia is one of my favorite champions. You know, and I can absolutely see myself playing Lilia with both Dusk and Dawn and the new Deathfire Touch. And that'll probably be my build for it, for sure. Absolutely. It's like, you know, Conqueror is harder to proc. So I think it'll just be better.